Episode 5 of Road to 1,000 Users. I had a very exciting week. I got a real big boost in users based on one tweet that I sent out. I basically, what I did was just created a quick dashboard to see all the request proposals that I've been tracking for like the last 8 months. It was fairly straightforward for me to do, but it had a tremendous reaction on Twitter. I posted, and here was the post. Well, actually, let's look at my stats first because I want to show this. I'm very happy about this. I've got 37 users. 37. I had 10 last week, so that means that I got 27 users based on this one tweet that I sent out. Look at this long, smooth line that goes up. It's beautiful. Makes me happy to look at. 37. Boom. This is by far the most successful tweet that I've ever sent out. Is anyone looking for bubble freelance work? DM me. I have a list of 1,600 prospects and counting. 108 likes, 20 retweets, 10, what do you call it? I think I got like about 100 followers out of this one tweet. So apparently people love lists. Didn't know that. So, but the point is, I have attention now. I have people's attention. And with that, I can say, I can help them kind of like go through these problems in the same way, through the lens of what I went through. So I getting attention is probably one of the hardest things to do. It's like, why should anybody pay attention to what I'm doing? And the answer for me was that, well, if I can help them get to the goal that they want to get to, which is just get some client work, they'll listen. They'll listen to me as long as I'm trying to keep it so that I'm always helping them approach their goals. In the near future, what I'm going to do is just like, okay, I've got these, 27 new users that I can reach out to and start asking for feedback. Like, what do you want to see here? That worked for me. And then just kind of productizing that process. I think that's how to do it. Like I have this knowledge. It's in my head. How do I share that with other people through this platform that I'm building? I've never really been a social media person until I started posting regularly on Twitter about a year ago. No, yeah, a little over a year ago. And I never really post anything personal, but I honestly don't know how I would do this without Twitter and to some degree LinkedIn too. I don't know if you have an app, if you do have an app idea and you're you're the type of person like me who's kind of shies away from anything social media like, it's going to be tough for you. It's going to be tough. I think you're putting it's a lot of there's a lot that you can do with social media that doesn't have to be like personal. It doesn't have to be about you and like open to like attack. Because I think that was my fear. It was kind of like, well, I'm afraid, but like you hear all these horror stories about people just getting dragged on all of these platforms, and like that was enough to deter me from using it for any real reason. But I realize now that it can be used in a proper, responsible way, and you can get the benefits from it without all of the negativity that tends to exist in these platforms. I think that if you are trying to get feedback, quick feedback, for me especially, I mean, you definitely have to see where your community of people is, who you're solving the problem for. That's very important. For me, again, it's on Twitter because that's where all the no-code people are. And I found that just by being a part of it, and just kind of talking with people. But avoiding social media, I think, is a misstep. I think you have to use it, but use it, use it in a way that benefits you. Don't post like crazy things. Progress versus timeline. So this is something that comes up quite a bit with people that are new to app development. They always tend to have this mentality of like, oh, well, how long is this going to take? Like, what is the timeline for this? Clients have this too. So I think what you should really be focused on when you're getting started is, are you seeing progress or not? And I think that's a big reason why I built this chart system for myself. And this is keeping me motivated. This is keeping like, oh, wow, I started from zero. A month ago, what was it, the 14th? Yeah, so I've been at this for a month. A month ago, I had 0 users. Now I have 37 people using my platform. That's crazy. That's crazy. I would not have thought that I would have 37 users this quickly. So this is extreme. This feedback loop here is for myself. This is extremely motivating. And I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned with how long this is going to take, as long as I'm seeing some kind of progress. Don't be concerned with timeline. Don't worry about your timeline. It's going to take however long it's going to take, especially if you're doing something new. You're building something new that isn't out there already, and that's what you should be doing if you're building an app. Don't rebuild something that's already out there. Why would you? If you're doing that, there's no timeline on that. There's no way to put a time frame on how long something like that is going to take, because it's new. You're exploring. You're like an adventurer. So anytime you try to put like, oh, I'm gonna get 1,000 users in a year. Why? What if you don't? Did you fail? Are you gonna give up? I mean, that's kind of the it triggers kind of this like really negative mindset of like, oh man, I got to meet this deadline, and then you start making poor decisions based on an arbitrary deadline that you've set for yourself. So try and avoid that. It's hard to do, and I'm pointing that out because I struggle with it. Like all this stuff, the things that I bring up are things that I struggle with myself. So I assume that other people that are having the same kind of thoughts. Yes, progress is key. If you're making progress, you're good. Even if you're getting one user per week or one meeting per week, it doesn't matter. As long as you're showing progress. Look at yourself a week ago. This is how I'm doing it. I'm looking at myself a week ago. Am I a little bit better than I was a week ago? Okay, then I'm making the right decisions. I'm not comparing myself to anybody else's progress. I'm not looking at anyone else's, revenue, users, whatever. Like that means nothing to me. It's just me. I'm just comparing myself to myself 7 days ago. And that you can show progress. I don't care how long it takes, because this is fun. This is fun. I like doing this. I like speaking about this. And how many listeners do I have today? How many? I think I have one. I have one. That's one more than I had last week. Woo! Thank you, New Dive. That's awesome. If you're watching this on YouTube, check me out at twitch.tv/bubblehack. I'm streaming live every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe and like on YouTube if you're following this content, and try to join the live streams if you can. I want to know what you're building, and I want to know what your process to 1,000 users looks like. Everyone's going to have a different approach, and I want to hear your approach. It's very interesting to me. All right. I will catch you all next week. Thank you for watching. Later.